I think that'd be cool if you did that spoken word thing under that, though. I think it'd be completely different.
This is just a dream, a distorted reality.
For the chorus?
For the spoken.
So the band got started back in, I want to say 2012 or 2013 when me and Peyton were in 7th grade.
What's up?
Hey guys, what's up? It's Max. I'm the drummer.
Hi, I'm Peyton, and I'm the bassist. I'm at Max in my 7th grade environmental science class. I was like, after talking with him for a while, I noticed that he seemed to like metal a lot. And for me, growing up was usually just the regular stuff: Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, Anthrax, you know, the whole big four.
Me and Peyton were in our 7th grade earth science class, and he was like, he knew I played metal and he knew I liked metal, and he was like, hey, I'm thinking of getting a bass, do you want to jam? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to jam.
So he said, yeah. I came over to his house, we jammed, trying to think. He had me learn 2 songs. One was my choice, one was his. For me, since I was such a big Metallica fan, I ended up choosing That Was Just Your Life off of Death Magnetic. For him, since at the time this album was just released, he had me also learn Hail to the King by Avenged Sevenfold. So I remember that first jam session with him, we ended up doing both of those at least 2 or 3 times, just having at it, just having a lot of fun with it. It was like about after the 4th or 5th jam session, something like that, we decided to make this like an actual thing and try to see if we could form a band and do something with this.
So from there we added 2 guitar players. Their names were Vivek and Nelson. And they just messaged us one day and were like, hey, you play drums and you have a bass player, right? Do you guys want to maybe jam and see if this works? And we were like, sure. And that was the beginning of me and Peyton's first real band, and the first, I guess, incarnation of a band we had called
7 Days Silence.
7 Days Silence.
Hello, I'm Vivek. I used to be the lead guitarist for 7 Days Silence.
So I'm Nelson. I was the former rhythm guitarist slash vocalist for 7 Days Silence, third band I've ever been in. And you know, Max Myers and Peyton, you know, they're both really cool people.
You know, Max and I met up through Instagram, which many of you might be familiar with. There, you know, I met him and I was like, ooh, he's a pretty decent drummer.
Max could play like the crap out of the drums, and Peyton was pretty good at bass too.
I remember those were the days, just chilling down the basement, just jamming, just having a lot of fun.
Yes.
So,
If you know me, you know I can eat as much as I like. All of that for a stupid sunscreen commercial. And this for Sonic, really. What the fudge?
Then later on, I remember Max was talking about having a little side project for a lot heavier stuff. That lasted for about a week, so that was something. So, anyway.
I joined another band. I got messaged by
Chris Harding, who recently left the band, who's still in his other band currently, Silent Society, and Logan McLaren, who is the lead guitarist for us now, but at the time he was also a guitarist for Silent Society.
So I met Max, I think, my freshman year of high school. I was in another band and I left that because it just wasn't my thing. And he knew that I listened to the same type of music as him. And him and Peyton had a band, but he asked if I wanted to come over and jam with them one day.
We had a band together, and that was going to be my more, heavy metalcore, Parkway Drive kind of stuff. And 7 Days Silence was going to be my, thrash metal, Metallica, Avenged Sevenfold kind of stuff. So that was cool with me. I was like, you know what, I can work with both. I can make my time work. So eventually we kicked out the other two guitar players. It just wasn't working out. They were like going in a different direction than we wanted to, and the normal band shit.
But, the guys, they just weren't cutting it for me. I think I was way too good for them. Max was good at doing some blast beats and like basic drumming stuff. He was really good at moving his feet. Not really good at the handwork though. And
then I realized he's a drummer. He can barely count to 4. Where are the brain cells? Even though, his drum kit probably has more testosterone than he does, that's okay. I feel bad for him now. Like, it's mean to, roast girls, because it's just mean. Peyton, however, I feel like I can come at him, but at the same time, if I come at him too hard, he's, twice my body mass, so he beat me up.
Peyton, and I felt like Peyton could only gent on his bass. He was like that bass player that he wasn't good enough to be on guitar, so he was put as a bass player. He was one of those guys, you could already tell.
But hey, you can't spell bass without ass. Yeah, that was cringy, but whatever.
And then recording, I just remember recording. We didn't actually go to a studio. We did it all manually. And sometimes Max wouldn't even hit the record button, which was like, dude, come on. Is it that hard to hit a button? Then again, you're talking to a drummer. And whenever the guitarists are playing, we have to distract Peyton somehow because he's a bass player. So all he would do is tape up a little laser pointer to the wall, and he would just stare at it for hours. If you got to remember to take it down, or else he's gonna leave it. He's gonna look at it forever. And we got to remember to feed him and everything.
At this point, what can I really say? There's nothing much to say. I mean, you need some talent for me to actually say something, but
in all reality, the guys are cool, and I wish them the best of luck with MidVale. I'm sure they're doing well, and I look forward to hearing some future stuff.
And so we ended up asking Logan and Chris, hey, do you guys want to join 7 Days Silence? And they were like, hell yeah.
And asked if I wanted to join and play lead guitar for them, and I was like, of course.
It was just 4 of us for a while, and then we decided we could probably do with another guitarist.
We decided, to get a fuller sound, we needed another guitarist.
The guitar player we got, we're not going to mention him by name for personal reasons. Some stuff happened, and we had to kick him out.
There was another good friend of Max's, Brock Chittum.
What's up, bitches?
He is the one who's actually still a current member of the band. He's the one who does rhythm guitar for us.
So, we were in school. Max asked me to join MidVale. We were just having a normal conversation, and out of nowhere, he was kind of just like, hey, don't you play guitar, or did you used to play guitar? I was kind of like, well, yeah, I used to play a little bit. I haven't played in probably a year. He said that his band's looking for a rhythm guitar player, and immediately I got excited about it. I had been looking for something to do, and I kind of got discouraged from playing guitar because I didn't really have that outlet. I didn't have friends to jam with, and it kind of sucks sometimes, playing by yourself.
So from there, we continued as 7 Days Silence for a bit.
So we knew the band name 7 Days Silence wasn't going to work.
And I was like, that name is trash. We need to definitely change that. So after throwing around a few other names, we came up with MidVale.
MidVale was the street that we had our first practice on. So to us, it wasn't just like a really cool name. It was very, it meant something to us. So when people ask us what MidVale is, we're like, it's whatever you want it to be, or we say some joke like that. But really, to us, it's the first place we practice, which pretty cool.
Which came from another project that me and Max were in, but that ended up not happening. So we just took the name MidVale from that.
But once I was able to get with the guys and start working, it was really rough in the beginning. I had a lot to work on. It was really rough, just really filing down everything, working out technique, just getting down guitar again, because I hadn't played it in about a year.
Because with that 5-man lineup, that was a very solid lineup, and we got really far in a really short amount of time with what we were able to do.
And from there, we just started working together, just a lot of experimenting, a lot of songwriting, throwing around different styles, see what we wanted to do. And as soon as the 5 of us got together, we just started working, trying to get as many songs as possible out. We were all really hungry to try to get on the music scene as soon as we could.
We had our first show, I think it was
Open Space Arts, and it went really well.
We had our first show. That was pretty interesting. It was a little nerve-wracking having people watch you play for the first time, but it was definitely fun for us. It was a learning experience. We were very raw at the time. We didn't really know what our sound wanted to be. Tone-wise on guitar, we weren't quite there yet. And
So after that, our second show after Open Space Arts was a place called Cafe 611 in Frederick, Maryland, where we played with a band called Opposing Dilemma.
played Diamondback Tavern. It was a smaller stage, but it was really high energy there. We had a pretty decent sized crowd for being such a small venue, and I feel like we had a pretty good show there. It was still rough. We were still figuring out our sound and everything. We were still getting our equipment together. It still wasn't quite where we wanted it to be, but very, very good learning experience for us.
It felt like it took months and months and months to just get our first show, but then after that the shows started piling on, and before we knew it we had closed out 2015 with like 3 to 5 shows under our belt. They had all gone fairly well.
So we knew it was time to record some music.
We ended up recording Mind Games towards the beginning of that year too, so
first time we played Soundstage, it was opening up for a local band called Revolve, and it was their tour kickoff. And Baltimore Soundstage was very big for us. It was a huge deal.
For us, we felt like this is it. This is where we kind of just show ourselves and show that even though we may be a young local band, we have a lot on the table and we have a lot that we can present.
So when we played Soundstage, to me it was like, holy shit, we've made it. We don't need to do any more shows ever again.
Since then, we've also played what?
Main Street Music Festival and Fish Head, Auto Bar, Soundstage again, and
Auto Bar about twice.
It was ridiculous because, like, whenever we played live or even in practice, he would always be like jamming on the bass, and then he has some sort of weird way to I guess, like, show that he's jamming out, you know, and it was just the stupidest thing ever.
Once we hit Autobahn, we felt like we were actually starting to gain momentum and actually feel like we could make something of this.
So from there, we just kept writing songs, playing shows as much as possible.
We were really starting to get down what our sound was, and we were learning our own style. We were finally learning what we wanted to do as artists.
I usually know these guys. They really come around the shop all the time. They're pretty good. The music is pretty good. I'm the local delivery guy, pizza man. I've known them for a couple of years, and I can say, I mean, for the past couple of years, all they've been doing is going up. The music been sounding pretty good. You know, these guys rock. If you guys have any hesitation and wanting to hire them, none whatsoever. These guys rock, man. Thank you.
Every show, it seems like, has went well for the most part. I don't think as a band we've ever had a bad show altogether.
We've played Baltimore Soundstage 3 times. There was another venue that we've actually had a lot of fun with. It's Cafe 611. Where those shows, I don't know, it's just something about them. There was just something about that place that just made it really fun to play there. Second time we played Main Street Music Fest.
So Main Street Music Festival 2016 will forever be one of my favorite shows. Mostly, I'm going to try not to be emotional when I do this, was to benefit the flood that happened in Ellicott City, and to me, it's a big cause because my family was directly impacted by this.
And that's because we got to play Main Street Music Fest on one of the side stages at Meriwether Post Pavilion. It was with, since I had been friends with Max for quite a long time at this point, I had known about, like, his family, and, like, his family's connection with the city, with his mom's stores, kind of just, I don't know, I guess because after the flooding and all that stuff in Ellicott City, it's kind of just, since I had been with him and his family for so long, kind of just felt like, I was starting to feel like I was part of the family as well. So
playing a show that for, you know, us, we got to play second main stage, and, you know, I got to help the people that, and play and, you know, help put on this huge event to help and benefit the people who were also affected and who helped me during that time.
that Main Street Music Fest show has to be one of my favorites, if not my favorite show so far.
After that, you know, a whole year of shows later and all kinds of crazy events, and we ended up having to do one of the hardest decisions of my life and kick Chris out of the band.
So we ended up splitting ways with Chris.
Things just weren't really working out with him, and
No hard feelings were left over. It's just, it didn't work out, and it wasn't going to work out into the future.
I just ended up feeling like, it's hard to explain. Like we knew what we were looking for, but not quite exactly at the same time. We just knew it wasn't quite fitting right. So it's like, at that point we also, after talking it over with him, we ended up discovering with the five of us and him, we kind of ended up discovering that kind of the feeling was mutual with that. Like, he understood what the four of us were looking for, and he understood what he was doing now with where exactly we wanted to go. He wasn't quite going there all the way. He was there, but it kind of just wasn't quite exactly what we needed. With him leaving, I ended up also taking the role of lead vocalist for MidVale.
we started recording for the song A Year Without Light, and in that song it's very heavy guitar. It's 7-string, real chug, just a lot of rhythm guitar, just heavy tones.
First started recording that, Chris was still in the band, but he hadn't done any of the vocal tracks yet. So it was just, he had already left. It was, Brock, Logan, Max, and I kind of just going, finishing up. I was finishing up, taking the bass tracks. Logan ended up leaving. It was like, so it was just Brock, Max, and I just listening through the recording a couple times. It's like, we had the lyrics with us for that song, so we were just like, well, Brock was the one who brought it up. He's like, hey Peyton, why did you go ahead and try to do the vocals for this?
We had just finished up the instrumentals for the entire song. It was sounding great, putting on finishing touches. We were very excited about it. And I said while we were here, I was like, Peyton, why don't you just try to go sing, if that's okay with Kenny, if we have the time today. Why don't we send you in there to try and sing over the song? We had the lyrics. Just try it. At first, he seemed excited to do it, but at first, I think maybe just the nerves were getting to him and he didn't quite have what we were looking for.
First few times, trying to do it cleans. They were like, yeah, it sounds good, but try something else. I still remember taking those last 2 takes.
And me and Max did not get discouraged because we knew what he had in him deep down. So we just kept telling him, tweak this, tweak that, put a little bit more power behind it, phrase like this, just trying different things. We finally, I think on our 4th or 5th take, he nailed it.
After going through that chorus, just finishing up the take, and just looking into the other room and seeing Brock and Max just jumping up and down, just really excited, just, I don't know, it was just something else.
And I just look at Max, and we both had goosebumps on our arms. It was just amazing. Like, Peyton's a very quiet dude, and he's not very high energy, and we just saw him go in there and record and just go nuts. And we have never seen him do that before.
So we had done the chorus, and we're like, shit, this sounds really good. Go ahead and do the rest of the song. Like, we ended up finishing the vocal track in what, 45 minutes, maybe an hour?
I just had goosebumps all over me, and I was so excited. Peyton's dad came in to hear it about 30 minutes later while we were finishing up vocals just to see how it would sound as a complete song. Peyton's dad comes in to pick him up, and he was blown away. He was completely blown away like we were. We had no idea that he had that in him, and he really just pulled that out of nowhere, and he really made that song exactly what we wanted it to be without even knowing that that's what we had to do to make that song perfect.
Because at this point, we're thinking, another song or two, we have enough source material to make our own album.
That was the Death Fest is not the event for MidVale.
Ferry and just walk like
Holy shit!
around for 2 hours.
We could get a dragon ferry. Oh man, someone's jamming. Hold up. Oh, this guy's jamming. Wait, how do you record if all of your effects and shit are on there?
I have pies at my house too.
I mean, in the studio.
I don't even know.
Mitochondria is the powerhouse of what, Max?
The cell.
Holy shit.
Wait, so here's my question. How long does Brock play that lead for? What is the lead in that one? Because I get the one in pen to paper on that one. How long does he play that for?
I'm pretty sure the intro is 8 times, and then the chorus is also 8 times.
What we do today, what we get done.
We made the scratchy piggy
Stop.
tracks.
We made scratch crack.
Mom, we could have gone.
Can you? Oh yeah, when we record it though, I want you to hold that note out there.
That note down.
I'm so serious. My goal in life is to get hit by a car. Not like really bad, like I get like really hurt, but like enough where I kind of like flip over the hood and land on the ground.
Get money for it.
Yeah, like enough where I get a couple $1,000s for it. I'm gonna poop myself too, because you get $1,000 in court for that.
You do get $1,000.
Yeah, if you poop your pants, you get $1,000 because you're traumatic pooping or something like that. Tip.
Traumatic fecal matter.
Traumatic fecal matter.
Tasty.
All right, that's.
One, two, three. Shit! Almost. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not in a day and a half. They're not.
What do you mean?
I have to go record on Friday.
And?
I don't have time to.
You take your gear?
Yes.
Well, that does suck.
What's up, boys? What's up, boys? I think he fell. Aw, dang. That's disappointing.
Every day. Our cat sucks, Mom.
Okay.
Didn't he pee on your guitar case?
Yes. She peed on my pedal board case. She pees on our pillows in the basement. She pees on my mom's bed. Like, you have your door open, and what does she do? She comes and pees
Every
on
now
your
and
bed.
then, and it's always my pillow, and I'm like, I'm her mom, and I am the one that loves her the most, and she pees on my pillow and not dad's.
Cause she's a piece of crap. I'm telling you. What'd you just do, Max?
I finished the drum tracks.
You ever been to Texas Roadhouse?
What?
You ever been to Texas Roadhouse?
Have I ever been there?
They sound really tasty and brutal, and they're gonna make you scream and call for your mom.
All at the same time. Our providers are background checked, and our tours are pre-priced, so there's no surprises, and all jobs are backed by...
It locked again.
Oh, yeah.
That last one was a killer.
The snare sounds really good though.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, you know,
You
just
think
for
you're-
snare with reverb, like really big.
I don't know. That was hurt.
side of MidVale we don't want to see.
Oh, that's nasty. Peyton, what's going on with that? What's going on with that fluffiness right there? Wow.
Yeah.
You look like a caveman.
Oh, he a big boy. He big boy.
I don't know how. He has more of a beard than you do. Actually, no, you got the bottom part. He doesn't
He's
have the
also
bottom.
been growing his out longer.
Yeah.
That's true. You can't grow it like right here.
Dude,
That's is that where you want it to grow?
This is almost 2 months. This is almost 2 months.
That's pretty gross. I think everybody.
Tyler's here too.
Everybody in this room has more facial hair than I do. Tyler does.
I do. Because he at least has some scruff.
Everyone, this is Tyler. He
He's not in the band. He's kind of just here.
I think he might be doing the artwork.
Just
maybe.
whatever.
I think he just came to hang out and like. Yeah, no girls allowed, but Tyler's allowed.
Wow. So
Yeah,
then why
get
is
comfy.
Brock allowed?
You're taking Eric McLaren's seat now.
Send them to the slaughter.
Nice. Brock got here. Did you hear his neighbor playing his radio? Does that 24/7 because Kenny records in here, so he's paranoid and thinks he hears it. So he thinks that's so he can block this out.
Wait, what?
If any of that made sense to you, no. If it didn't make sense, that you got the story. If it didn't make sense,
Wait, no. So he puts on a radio for what reason?
because Kenny records in here and he's paranoid and thinks he hears it all.
Yeah, he called a noise complaint on Kenny one time for the drums, but the cops were like, "We don't hear anything. Why are you like this?"
Yeah, he's like he told Kenny to go in there and play.
24/7.
They couldn't hear it from his house, and they told Kenny to play.
Can't hear his drums from inside his own house.
Interesting.
So that guy plays music all day. Oh, it's big cheese for us. Big cheese for us. Big cheese. Oh, big cheese. Brock, big cheese for us. Peyton, big cheese for us. Tyler, big cheese. Aww. Nobody gonna catch me big cheesing. Big cheese next.
Can we isolate the kick drum maybe and see what that sounds like? Because maybe if you do what I'm doing on the kick, it might sound better, which might be even harder.
Yeah, that's harder.
You want to try that?
If you can't do that, you're out of the band.
Yeah, instead of like doing the whole strum pattern, just like the first
What do you think of that? Trapped. The voices in my head won't leave me alone. Trapped in a shell, inside a shell that I call home.
So the voices in my head
Won't leave me alone.
Trapped in the
inside-
shell that I call.
Yeah.
I think that would work.
No
I
one
just
can-
need to figure out where I would put it though. That's all. What I think is four lines. I just put it.
You shouldn't be doing what the drums are doing. You should be doing the offbeat though.
You need one to sharp, one's two, because that one goes.
So over here, we got Peyton's T-rig for when he goes to track vocals. Got some hot water going for him. Make some tea in it. It's getting nice and warm for him. Got some more water. Got some tea bags and some honey.
How are you? Good tea. Good tea. Good job, Max. Good tea.
It envelops me. I find it. Alright, I'm gonna try to do this. It's a weird cue. Not in the least. My mind. Unable to think. It's not coming next to us.
So hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
He has a snowball.
I'm just not getting this time with viral. The feeling's starting, this file get viral.
There's nothing you can say to me.
How's that look? I'll find Peyton. Is he in here? Ooh, Peyton's in here. The password is password.
Left awake in my bed, nothing left is sacred. Counting days till I'm dead, I'm just left tormented. Locked away in my head, no one there in my stead. Hanging on by a thread, one day I'll wake up dead.
Big cheese, big cheese.
Aw,
Kitty.
Pen to paper, the word you are with your writing. A Schizophrenics Memoir.
Yeah, we can.
Mom, you're in our documentary, by the way. You're
Like-
sitting there. No, you're sitting there doing the scratch tracks. You just said.
Also, you sitting there while Logan yells at you about how much your cat sucks.
Yeah, that's in the documentary.
I'm gonna have a.
Talk about Penelope. It's okay, because they hit your side.
But they'd hit Peyton and no.
How far you turn?
They'd hit Peyton and he ain't do nothing.
They'd hit me and then I'd break their car.
I like how we
wouldn't
make
go
these,
anywhere.
I like how we
No one
make
just
these
stopped.
jokes and Peyton's probably gonna die from like a car accident or something, making these jokes and then he's gonna like.
I smashed my head against your tree one day.
Oh yeah, and then
in
you
middle
walked it
school.
off.
I literally walked to your porch, drank a ginger ale, and then went right back.
I don't like guacamole, so I don't like
a lot of
Guatemala.
my family, they're like...
Get out. Down, grab camera. Ugh. Thank you. I'm closing the door. Hey, Baton.
What do you want?
Hey, Betyon. That was a sound right there.
I'm tired.
So many clips have been filmed walking up these stairs. Practice time. Right, Brock, practice time.
I'm not going first again because I'm going to get stuck.
Peyton, practice time, right?
Practice time.
Practice time. Oh, sorry, say hi. Hey, Peyton. Ready for the last day of the studio?
The autumn is still, but I feel it moving at night. I swear it's working against me, making the days grow darker. I can't talk about this fear, I don't know my own mind. It could be working against me in this dimming light. It's going to be a lonely winter. It's going to be a lonely winter. It's going to be
Where are you playing at? There? I would. It's hard for me to look.
the me you've left behind, the me before the torment, the me before hope was stripped from his heart. The me you've left behind, the me before the torment, the me before hope was stripped from his heart.
Who am I, you can, what am I here for? I walk aimlessly, not sure of my purpose. What's left of us, or has everyone gone? I'm trapped inside my mind, I go and close my eyes. Who am I, you can, what am I here for? I walk aimlessly, not sure of my purpose. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I?
Calm it down. Just calm it down a little bit and be like, it's all good, man. It's all good. I promise I'm not on drugs. It's all good. Don't do drugs. Freaking hugs, not drugs.
Alright guys, well, a little sweaty. I just finished the vocal track for the longest song of the album. Let's see what Max is up to. Max, what you up to, bud?
I'm watching wrestling. I'm watching JBL versus Johnson. I'm really bored, and
This is what he does when he has nothing to record. He just sits here watching
dude,
wrestling.
I finished 2 weeks ago, and I haven't played drums since, and I don't even care because like I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted from recording 2 weeks ago. Like, what am I? Who am I? What 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 am I? I'm helping. I got it. I have to shit so bad, everybody. There's no bathroom here. I have to shit. I'm on hour 2.5 of having to shit, and I still have not found a bathroom.
Did you tune her?
No. Yeah, you're gonna have to tune that.
Yeah.
Hey Peyton, big cheese for me. Big cheese for me.
You just play that to the end of that verse. Right?
Yep. Yeah, and then jump
Big
back
cheese for
to
me.
It's that like last holding that, you know what I mean?
I think this part. I think it's good.
Right, and then after
The
that.
part.
Let's go see what Brocky Poo's doing.
Be mind again. Logan did unable to think and cannot be set free. So what do you want me to do?
Cannot be set free.
What I wanted you to do is to whisper the last line. I go deeper, give in the lucid dream. I went deeper, gave in to the lucid dream. I went deeper, gave in to the lucid dream. I went deeper, gave in to the lucid dream.
Like that, or like softer, like more like raspy? What do you want?
Oh, just kind of more an aggressive whisper. I go deeper, give into the lucid dream! Oh.
going on that one. How many more? One more?
Yes, one more.
Mas. Awesome. All right, we're coming back in.
Oh yeah, I want to hear this.
Yeah, it's gonna sound
how
bad.
bad I am.
I'm so excited to film the video for this.
I want Peyton to do that thing that Chris Cornell does, where he's like,
All right, we've made it. What's going on?
You drained all your sorrow.
Why is he so mad? Payne, why are you so mad?
0 miles. And somebody commented and was like, 0 miles, question mark? Yup.
So that means he like walked it everywhere. I don't like riding. I don't like riding this.
Possible. And then someone was.
What if it's at 0.5?
Someone responds and goes, "Just because you changed the odometer doesn't mean that the bike has 0 miles."
What did he say?
He was like, "I didn't." He's like,
Hey, you should go check.
I'm so tired of feeling like
We got Word Slave from Kelly Bell Band in here, tracking some backing vocals and a rap and some cool stuff. So it's gonna be dope. Can we mute his vocals?
Yeah. There's nothing you can say to me.
Yeah, let's mute it. Actually, do you want
That
to
works for
remove
me.
it? No, we wanted to get rid of that anyways.
Oh, so
Yeah, that's not
so you're gonna loop that part for me to
just the drum beat.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the
because
vocal.
I had it over the other part where the guitar came in. I mean, it's up to you. Put it where
Yeah,
you
we
want
like
to.
we wanted to do it over that beat because that was kind of the beginning of this song that we never really know what to do with.
You might be able to split the difference. Let me let you hear it over the guitar part.
Okay.
And then we'll figure it out from there.
All right, cool.
Sounds good. Spiral really starting to get viral.
Staring at this prescription pill bottle, I'm trying to kill the sorrow. I feel like my time is borrowed, I'm going insane. It's getting harder to sleep nights. I'm fading, ain't eating right. The demons are feeding, took residence in my brain. I wear my hurt like a weighted vest. I keep it close to the chest, nobody can hear me. I live alone with pain. It's getting harder to breathe, and I just want to be free. If darkness is coming, But you feel where I'm going with it, though, right?
Yeah.
Now, try. Let me get just the drum beat, and I'll do it over that and feel if the energy's right, and then we'll go from there.
I mean,
you can place it wherever you want, though, but.
I like it over that.
Kind of like that. All right, let's roll with it.
Let's roll. Yeah.
Staring at this prescription pill bottle, I'm trying to kill sorrow. Feel like my time is borrowed, I'm going insane.
Yo, what just happened?
What?
What we just do?
We recorded some more vocals and other fun stuff.
We made a quality meme page.
I wish. There needs to be more of those. Peyton, but actually, who did we just have come in?
Word Slave from the Kelly Bell Band.
I'm dead inside.
And he laid down like the best part of the album, 100%. Like I say that about every part of the album, but like
You
this,
say that every time we record something.
But this genuinely is like the most unique thing on the album. We need some effects on the vocal at the beginning, I think, too. That might fill it out a little bit. Yeah. There's nothing left for me. I'm no longer in control.
Probably gonna head out. Swizzle.
All right. Now we got Kirk Myers in here. Got Kirk Myers in here now.
You think the organ fills that in the most? That sound for it? I like it.
Strings are gonna make it too pretty.
Yeah. I think we should have a piano part at the end, like at the end of that big buffet.
Not just low notes.
Doom, 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 doom. Me and Brock today.
I think we get copyrighted for just putting a whole Metallica song in the middle of the song. But we'll speed it up. Just like by we'll add bass to it, something they don't know about.
You do a snare, delete. And so he called, I didn't pick up, and then he sent me a message, and now he's calling like it's 3 times. It'll just go over and over and over.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And then
that's how God.
We should answer and be like, "Hey, man, we're trying to do something here.
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro? Want to come lay down on some MidVale tracks?"
It'd be funny if you just walked in like, "Hey, man."
I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, you were. Oh, sorry.
Like, oh, damn, that was you
You'd be
calling.
like, hey, can you guys like stop recording real quick and let me?
Hey, man, why don't you pick up?
I got this beat.
And he always comes in and tries to freestyle. Like, he doesn't like have stuff prepared.
Oh, God.
He's like, nah, I got you. I'm gonna come up with something right now. Like, oh.
I got you. Is he like good?
Not really.
Is he a Baltimore rap?
We'll come over and start messing with shit. Be like, damn, I think that's what we need.
Every time he comes, like he's on something, and he's like, he's out of it.
I was in DC.
I was like, no.
Was I in DC or New York? And he was like, you want my single? You want my mixtape? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll take. He's like, all right, $5. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay you. I haven't even heard it. What do you mean? If you had it playing while I was walking by,
See, one thing you should do is a secret player with headphones. We go, check this out, $5. And then you listen to it, you're like, oh, alright, then I'll do it. You just hand me a CD.
I think it was what they did last year at school and hang up a CD player with headphones and say, check out MidVale new single.
Who did that?
Some trash rapper. I think it might have been Tamar.
Repeating and repeating the dreams that still leaves me. Repeating and repeating the dreams that still deceive me.
We're here in the studio, day 1,743 and 3/4. We've been here for like way too long. We just want to get this album finished. Like, it just feels like we've been doing it forever, and we're just ready to put it out. What do you guys think? Is this just going on excessively long, and are you just ready to finish it?
Yes.
Like, remember how fun the studio was the first 2 days we were here, and now...
Yeah, now it's just annoying.
Yeah, now it's just like, I just want to get out of here, man. Like, nothing against being here or anything, but, like, at the same time, I'm just so done with it.
I love Rick and Morty. I love Rick and Morty.
close to the second one. So it's right here. It's right after the fill.
I hate being in this band.
I swear to God, if you messed up my tune.
The next chapter.
What do you do?
Onyx. Yeah, I need to do that again.
That was awesome. Do you need my finger over it?
No.
Okay.
Pan the part right before the chorus.
The me is left behind. The me before the torment. The me before was stripped from
So, like, as of right now, October 3rd, we just finished the album completely, and, like, it's awesome. Tender. Tender.
Favorite part? There's a couple. Trying to think.
Well, some of my favorite parts, I mean, of course, we're finally just getting to record a full-length album, which is something me and Peyton have wanted to do since 2012, 13, 14, somewhere in there? 2013, I want to say. Yeah. And it was something that me and him have just wanted to do forever, and finally being able to do more than just a single, like A Year Without Light or Mind Games, and really show people what we can do in a full, 9 songs, is just amazing. And really being able to finally see the project come together, and these songs that we've been working on for, some of them for 2 years, 3 years, perfecting and getting right to where we want, like songs like Lucid and Light and Winter, which were all written 2 years ago, and then songs like Borrowed Time, which are showing the new direction that we're going in.
What was it? Learning, I believe, the main bass riff to Borrowed Time. Learning that in studio and then having to play that probably about a half hour later. That was interesting. Especially considering with the tuning that it's in. FYI, drop F sharp. I did not have a single bass for that tuning. So of course Max brought his random rogue bass that I've been using for the shows to play that song. So I was like, yeah, I had to tune that on the spot, learn that, and then play it a half hour later. That was very interesting, to say the least.
But, some of my favorite parts of recording were having people who really inspired me as a musician and really got me to the point I'm at would be having Wordslave from the Kelly Bell Band come in and do guest vocals on Lucid, Winter, and of course Borrowed Time, where he did a guest rap, which was just amazing, and it was so awesome to finally have him come and do something with us. And the other person being my dad, Kirk Myers, who did piano on Winter and Lucid, I believe. I think there might have been one more song. But having him in there, me watching him record and play with his band for years and years and years on end, and finally, him coming in and not just doing the songs because he wanted to help me out, but doing them because he enjoyed playing, and you know, that was just an amazing experience having him be able to do that and come in and record with us.
Trying to think what else we got. 9 Minute, the Battered and Scarred. That's trying to remember which breakdown we're in. That was something. Keeping track of that was always fun. But I want to say the best part for me was actually recording the vocals for this. Because before, when we were still a 5-piece, I was just doing bass, and every now and again I did some backing vocals. But now, since we were 4-piece and I've had to step up to the plate to do the vocals, kind of just having that little bit extra, having a little bit more to just make me push myself. I don't know what it is, but when recording those vocals, I just let loose and just had at it. I don't know what it was, but I kind of just felt more comfortable than I ever had in the entire time of recording this album. The entire time of being in this band, recording those vocals was one of the things that just felt most natural.
I really hope people take away the message that we're conveying in the album, because, you know, we spent a long time coming up with this concept, and this is a, you know, concept album, which a lot of people find weird that, you know, our first album would be a concept album.
I know we're already going to get a lot of questions, a lot of raised eyebrows for what we've done for our first album in terms of making that a concept album, but it's kind of just in the nature of just how we are. We felt like we're already pushing the boundaries of what we're doing, especially with what we're doing locally. Like, might as well go all out. We've got nothing to lose. Just put everything out there.
But this one's actually about mental illness and really, I guess, showing people that it's a real problem, and showing that, you know, a lot of times people are left in the dark and left, you know, is struggling with it, and this album is really showing how that can just drive someone insane.
Stuff that Max has dealt with before, and then a lot of this is what deals with stuff that I've dealt with. It's kind of just, we wanted to make this more, I guess, more for like ourselves, more like a personal record, and kind of just making ourselves into an open book and just saying, this is who we are, this is what we're for. We're not ashamed of this.
That's a hard question to answer. What does this album mean to me, I guess? Because it means a lot of things. You know, the message conveyed, the whole mental illness and the schizophrenic thing, and the, you know, the underlying thing is that, you know, it's something that everybody struggled with, and a lot of people in the band have struggled with. So we really, you know, putting that into me, you know, knowing people who've gone through it and knowing that it's a serious problem, you know, that's what it means to me, is just really helping people and giving this message out that you're not alone, and that you can, you know, come to anybody, and, you know, even the band is here for you, which sounds ridiculous, but me, Peyton, you know, all of us are here to talk. You come to a show and you're having a problem, come and talk to us, you know. We want that to be conveyed. And, you know, on a deeper level, a lot of shit happened in my life during the recording of the album, mostly towards the end. I went through a really bad breakup, which sounds ridiculous, but, you know, being able to put that anger and frustration and turning it into creativity and showing that, you know, something like that isn't going to control my life and ruin my life, you know, it really means something that, you know, I could put something, the first real sense of anger and heartbreak and, you know, all of that into, say, an album and an outlet. Having an outlet for that really meant something. And I really hope people take away that we have passion for this, and that, you know, a lot went into this. There was tears in this. There was, you know, frustration. There was, you know, a lot that went into this.
So, where do you see the band in next year?
More complicated stuff.
And when I see the band just getting more comfortable writing music, being able to just come up with some more complex rhythms, and being able to go out and play more shows, and just going out and just having fun on the road.
Hopefully having a lot of gigs, more rhythm-oriented songs, more changes, more Megadeth-style stuff. You know, I see the band hopefully having a bunch of concerts and having a demo out. I just revealed our plans. Shut it down! Shut it down!
MidVale in the future. Let's see. Long term, definitely want to be doing this full time. Definitely want to be traveling all over the place and just having a blast. Just traveling the world or even the country. It depends on whatever happens, but whichever one comes first. But I want this to be something where we can have this as our career. Be able to do this, I guess, for the rest of our lives, or until our bodies are too broken to do so.
What do I want to see the band doing? What do I want to see us do? And what do I think we're going to be doing? Short term, I feel like, you know, shit doesn't happen overnight. And, you know, that's a thing that all of us are getting over, and the band needs to we need to realize. And, you know, shit doesn't happen overnight. Bands don't just, you know, there's the chance that every once in a while there's a band just comes out of nowhere and takes everybody by storm. But we got to put the work in to get there. And in the future, you know, I want to see us doing this for a career. I want to see us on the road, releasing albums, you know, being a touring band, and, you know, signed to a big label and putting out music for everybody all the time, because that's what we all enjoy doing. And we didn't start this band as a, hey, you know, originally it started as a, hey, let's do this as a thing, but I've known since I was 9 or 10 years old that this is what I wanted to do.
I went going through this, I started off joining this like, hey, this is something to do. Like, I like metal, I don't know many people that like it. Found out Max liked it, like, what, it's the middle of 7th grade, just started jamming out. And then it just went from simple jam sessions every now and again to like an actual band, to an actual project, into something that we were both very passionate and proud to be a part of. For him, I know he's wanted to do this his entire life. This is everything he's been focused on. For me, in terms of music and metal, it's always been a part of my life, but it never had really that big of a focal point. I mean, it always been, I guess, my outlet in terms of like just letting loose, but it has an entire new side and an entire new meaning to that now. Especially with doing this for years, performing, writing songs, writing lyrics. This has been something that I can never be more thankful for. I could never put any thanks to portray my true feelings for this. This has turned into something that I wanted to do just because I thought it'd be fun. This might actually be something I want to do for the rest of my life.
Final words to leave you with. I have the same amount of facial hair I had when we started this band in 7th grade.
This is scratchy. You're breathing in my ear.